Hello everyone and welcome back to IdiotCraft, the Minecraft series where you tell me how to create this world, because yes, that's right, I am a professional artist idiot and it's been a long time since I've played this game and there are lots of things that are new to me and that I just don't know how to do. So, we are starting off on the bridge here because I did say last time I was going to do a little bit of terraforming between sessions, and that is exactly what I've done. So let's just have a quick look at the terraforming that's happened so far. That's right, so as you can see, the bridge is just slightly wider. I think it makes it fit into the landscape a little bit more and makes it a little bit more substantial as well. It feels more grounded in the world. We also have up here, everything has been just integrated a little bit more, flattened out. You can see I've been cutting some stone and whatnot over here, and I bought a bed just to make it a little bit easier whilst I was doing terraforming. But look what we have over here. So what was a giant cave and void down into a very scary hole is now a lovely waterfall and continuation of the river. So we can still see our house up there. That's our little starter house. And then over here, oh, still a bit of a hole. I'll have to fill that in. Look at this. We have this lovely pond here, which means I could bring the boat all the way up here. So this was just an empty void. You can see I've filled it in with cobblestone and dirt and all sorts down here just to make it nice and natural. But we have the river that comes flowing down here. It comes down this hill as well. Let me just jump up here. And the river starts from this point just here. So we've got this almost like a natural spring, natural well, although I don't want it to be quite natural. I want it, in fact, to be a little bit supernatural. So I've been thinking about the theming of my world as I've been playing through and doing bits of terraforming and landscaping. And I think what I want to do is generally have a mix of fantasy and magic, but a little bit of realism as well. I kind of like each of the little zones to have their own theme, for it all to be quite cohesive. So for instance, up here, I want this. We've got our stable over here. We've got lovely flat plains. I think this would be an amazing farming area. Now I know we've got our little farm up there, but I want this to be a large, impressive farm. I want to have wheat and sunflowers over here, and I want to have horses and wild cows over here as well. So that is my plan for this area. I think over in that area, I want it to be almost like a like an oil mining town. So over in that Badlands, so I want to have like oil rigs and shacks and things. I also need to think about where I want to house villagers, because I think it would be really nice to have a little villager trading thing. That's something I've never done. I've never done villager trading. So, whilst we have got our little house up here at the moment that is providing us everything that we need for the starter of the game, we are definitely going to be taking sections away from there and expanding into much larger areas. So for instance, the cave under there, I'm going to make that much larger and more impressive, and that might be where our storage system is as well. Just check on our horse over here. Hello horse, how are you doing? Lovely, lovely. So our comment today was, well, basically just to carry on building, which I am perfectly happy with. It's really nice to get the artistic eye working in this medium and think about what I'm going to be building. So I have two things that I want to build today. One is going to go just down here in this section, and the other is going to go up here at this section. So as I said, I want it to be a mix of kind of fantasy and realism. So I want this to be like the starting spring of the river, but with a more mystical feel. So I want to have a statue here. I'm thinking a villager head that's crying, and it's the crying from the villager head that's causing the river, and this section around here to be almost like an ancient shrine area. So that's what we're going to be building over here, and I'm going to need to get all of my materials ready. And then down here, if this is all going to be wheat fields around here and sunflowers, well then we need to be able to turn that into flour and all that kind of stuff. So down here, we're going to have a water mill. So a little mill house down here with a water wheel going in the river here. So the flow of the water turns the cranks and gets that flour all ground up. So I need to plan out where that's going to go. I need to plan out where that's going to go. And it's already starting to get dark. So I'm going to go and sleep. I'm going to grab a few basic resources and then start mapping things out. Okay, so I'm back at my house here. I was just up collecting some resources and whatnot, and we had a little bit of an accident. I will fix this at some point. But yeah, we've oh dear, we've got a slightly open front alfresco living situation at the moment. Don't worry, I'll get it sorted. It'll be fine. I love this little windy waterway around here. I thought we were like, don't think you have to put a little dock into this section here so we can get out and about and then get nicely up to our new builds that are going to happen here. Oh, there's that hole again. Oh, is that a piece of lava? Hello. Okay, I'll definitely come back and get those. I definitely will not forget those are there. Okay, let's start up here with the mystical well site. I think that's what we're going to call it. So this is where my statue is going to go, and then we've got these little bits of gravel around the edges. This is where I'm going to have some pillars, kind of Stonehenge-y, you know, standing stone type thing. Get some mossy cobble and stuff in there. So that's going to be around here, and then in the middle is going to be our villager statue, which it's been a very long time since I made one of those. I may have to go and look at a tutorial somewhere. And then down here, yes, it looks very jaggedy, but if we go from above, you can just kind of make out there is a rectangle here. In fact, let's fill this in a little bit more. There we go, much better. I'll clear out the inside of this, but essentially this is the base platform for our mill, and the reason it is sunken down into the landscape like this is because water mills need space under the level of the water for all the mechanisms. So that's why they usually have basements like this. They're fairly functional basements. They're usually just a square, and then on top you have a little bit more of a impressive building. So that's definitely what we're going to go through here. So I will make sure I clear out the rest of this in here, but I think we'll start with the site above. So let's get that sorted, and yeah, I'll be back once I've remembered with a tutorial how to make a villager statue. Okay, so I did use one of my gems to make a telescope. Look at this. Look at that. How cute is that? I can zoom into places. That is so fun. So actually you can see here we've got the bridge leading over. This is where the mill is going to be. Then that is where our statue is going to be. I actually found a tutorial on YouTube from Gold Robin. I will link their video down below. There's a variety of villager statues. So there is one that I really liked that I'm going to use, and it is it's kind of like a king style statue. So I'm going to go up and build that, and we'll do a bit of a time lapse for that, because I will be watching the tutorial whilst I do that. And yeah, I will kind of swap out a few blocks and decorate it as I go. But here we are, so let's get to it. Okay, so here we have the Crying King. That's what I'm calling him. He's the king of this. Oh, one of his eyes is a little bit off. I will sort that out in just a minute. But yeah, I'm going to replace some of these blocks just so that they are, working a little bit better. And then we'll get to adding the water section. So let me go grab a few bits and get this sorted. Okay, who is ready to see my shrine? So, this is the villager king or villager god, whatever he is, but he is distributing water. So originally, I was going to have him crying and then like his tears were filling it up, but honestly couldn't get the water to flow nicely at all. But I think this way works really well. It looks like he's kind of producing it from his hands. So let's just have a little look around. You can see we've got these stones around the side, which look like they're kind of crumbling stones, making this circle around him. So it's like an ancient site. I've mixed in some cobblestone and some tuff. I really like the way these two work together. The tuff gives kind of a shadow at the bottom of the rocks. It just gives a little bit more three-dimensionality, which I really like. I also did that on here as well for the actual statues. You can see the end of his nose all around the bottom. We've got mossy integrated in as well. Made this back look a little less flat with some texture. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased with this. So now we have got our villager totem statue thing producing water in this lovely pond around here, which could do with maybe some lily pads or something like that, just to spruce the place up a little bit. And then the water flows down here and down to where we are going to have our mill. So I need to get cracking on this. I'm going to do exactly what I said and integrate some tuff into the base of this, I think. Then we'll get the wheel on and then we'll think about the house upstairs. Right, so I've got the base all in and I'm just going to show you inside because this is essentially just a cobblestone box, but if we go in, it's almost like painting shadows. So down the bottom and in the corners is where we've got the darkest sections, and then we've got this tuff going into the cobblestone. It just gives a little bit more dimension to the build. So this is basically the base section. I need to do a little bit of texturing on the outside, particularly because we're going to be building upwards and outwards from the top. So as the sun is setting on another day of building, let's just have a little look at what we have got now. So this is the base that we are now working with. So as you can see, we have a little bit of a stairway up to this little bit of jutting out section here. And then all the way round, the whole build is textured. Obviously there it meets the ground. Around here, we've got these pillars down here, and it just gives it a little bit more life. But I think it's probably time to have a sleep and then start working on the upper floor a little bit. Okay, so there is a spider underneath me somewhere. Okay, so there is a spider underneath this somewhere, which is bugging me as I work. But I've been playing around with colour, and I think I've got what I like. So we've got acacia here, stripped acacia planks, or stripped acacia logs rather. And then we've got this white calcite, and I like the white. I do like it, but I'm not sure that the calcite is the right. I think I might mix it in with some other white things. What do I have on me? Nothing at the moment. I'll have to go and get some other blocks and experiment. Yeah, okay, yeah, I like that. It's going to obscure the king in the background, but that's absolutely fine because we'll have paths winding our way up there. But okay, I think this is going to work. I'm going to have to collect some more acacia. I'm going to have to go and get those white bricks and just have a bit of an experiment and see what works. Once we've got the main building done, then we can pop our water wheel on the side. Okay, so I have actually just gone and had my lunch and come back, having a little look. You can see the variation in the stone texture. I'm not too sure about the diorite. I think I might replace that, but I do like the mix of the calcite and the bone. Maybe I just go all bone. Just a little bit of calcite in there. But yeah, and I also decided to go for the normal logs, not the stripped logs, for the acacia as well. I think that grey tone works really nicely against everything else. So, this is taking a little bit of time. I think I'm going to do a super speedy edit. And when you come back, this should be much more fleshed out. Welcome back. I have been doing a little bit of work. You can see this is now our mill house. I'll do a quick fly around shot so you can see this. There we go. I'm very happy with this, but we are missing, of course, the mill section. So let's get working on our water wheel. And it looks like we might have a storm incoming. But you can see here we've got the nub of the shaft sticking out just here. And if I go down here, we've got the shaft that comes in and goes down. So the idea is that all of this around here is going to be filled with wheat. And then down below here, I might put an automatic wheat farm in if I can figure out how to do that, because that is redstone and that is going to be very, very complicated. But we'll get there. Hopefully, eventually, we'll see. But if I just take you for a walk around, there we are. That's the inside. I've actually spent some time to make lanterns and all sorts and just make this a little bit more homely. Obviously, it needs a lot more decoration. And I feel like it needs carpet in here as well. Just around the edges, maybe, just to get rid of this cobblestone. We'll get to that eventually. Now, I have, from collecting a load of acacia, I've still got a load of fence gates and fences and stripped acacia logs and stairs and all sorts. Oh, I don't have any slabs. I'll have to make myself some slabs there as well. But this is where the wheel is going to go, and I haven't quite decided on what design I want for it yet, but I do know that I'm going to have to clear out some of this area here just to give me some building space. And that should probably be about enough. I don't want to go too big on this. Let's get some of that acacia and start mapping out what we want. Yeah, I think that's probably looking an okay size once we get the stairs on as well. Okay, so we have our water wheel in. Let's just have a little look from up here. So I was originally going to do fence posts between here, but it was just too orange, too woody, and it didn't look right against the building. I'm still not sure about these arms here. They might have to be swapped out, maybe for oak wood, maybe that would work. I'll have a bit of a play off camera. But for now, that is the build all completed. In fact, I should probably put the bed and everything indoors so that we can see it nice and clearly. So I can hear from the noise outside that the guy from the village is here to cut my grass. So to prevent all of the noise on the stream, we're going to end it here. So I have done some building today, and you can see that this is a foundations for how we are going to continue here. So one thing leads into another. Our ancient site with the statue pouring water leads down to our water mill, which is going to lead onto all of these fields of wheat. But for now, as always, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below telling me what you think I should do in the next episode. And until next time, goodbye.